Any of you part-timers just get home from camping and feel like, I don't want to do this anymore? It's seriously too much work. It's a lot to take in, it's a lot to take out, it's a lot to take with you, it's a lot to do, it's a lot to pack, it's a lot to deal with. And some days, is it more work than it's worth? This trip, I kind of feel like, yeah. We're home from what would have been a 3-day stay at Four Corners RV Resort in Percy Priest, near Percy Priest in Tennessee. It's a place we've been before. We do have a video tour on that campground, so if you want to watch it, check it out in the link below. However, that's not what this video is going to show you, but that's where we went. And this particular time just wasn't the same experience. So I think some of you guys can relate to, you know, RVing sometimes is, well, it's always work. Let's just cover that now. It's always work. And let's just cover now, if you're just joining and you're kind of new to our channel or brand new to our channel, Jarrett and I have been part-time RVing since 2012. Okay, so we've been doing this a lot, but we realize it's a lot of work. But the rewards usually outweigh the work and the effort that's involved. I'm getting ready to unpack. I don't feel like unpacking. I'm tired. I just ate lunch, so now I have the lunchtime blues.
Are you done? It's taking so long. Seriously,
Get in here and help me.
You need help? Good thing that's not smell-o-vision.
What are you trying to say? You stink?
Yeah, that's,
Because I know I don't. I smell like roses.
I am not the smelly one in the family. No, I am the smelly one in the family.
All this junk food we buy that kids never eat. Thought I was going to make more smoothies than I did, apparently. Well, we didn't stay as long as we were going to either. We'll tell you about that story. So here starts another series of unfortunate events that just play out to be like a weekend that just, you know, wasn't grand, right? To make a very long story short, it turns out that Four Corners Marina no longer rents jet skis. So at this point, we were not going to, like, you know, throw $1,000 at a boat and rent a boat. We were just like, no, that's what we came here to do, but that's okay. We weren't upset about it or anything. It's just kind of like, well, that's what we came here to do, so oh well, right? We'll enjoy the pool. Yeah. So we get up in the morning, have our coffee, want to take a walk, go for a bike ride, whatever. We realize, first of all, the place is full of goose poop. I mean, like everywhere. Now, this didn't happen to us a year ago. And I don't have a picture to show you because honestly, again, I'm not trying to throw this place under the bus. And it's geese. Who can predict nature and wildlife showing up? And apparently, I went to the office to ask, like, is this seasonal? And it is seasonal, apparently. But in this case, I guess they haven't been able to get rid of them for a while. So my point is, there's goose poop everywhere, especially all down the sites near the water. The sand, you know? We can't really even walk around freely without, like, you know, trying to step over the bombs, right? We're like, okay, it's gonna be 100 degrees today. Let's go ahead and enjoy the pool early before it gets way too hot to swim and before all the kiddies get there and fill it full of sunscreen. We were trying to avoid that and go early. Turns out, I don't know why, but they weren't opening their pool very early. I guess they needed to add chemicals, they needed to check some things, I don't know. So one promise after another, and they didn't end up opening till almost noon. And so that just wasn't gonna work for us. So we ended up, you know, spending some time in Nashville, which we didn't originally come there to do, but that's what we went and did. And we did end up having fun, but moral of the story is, at that point, we really haven't gotten to do anything we came there to do. And honestly, a resort like this, guys, for the price you pay, you want to be able to enjoy the amenities, right? So we couldn't really enjoy the little beach lake area. It was just too much poop, too many geese around. It was nutty. We couldn't rent the jet skis, and now we can't swim at the pool. And it's like, okay, we're just going to sit here in the heat and stare at the lake. I don't think so. That's not what I'm paying $150 a night for. We truly felt like we weren't getting our money's worth. We couldn't enjoy the amenities. It just was too hot to sit out and stare at the lake. Yeah, sure. Could we have forced ourselves to kayak in the water and ran out of energy in 10 minutes? Yes. But we just felt like we weren't getting to do the things we came there to do. And turned out the second day, they still didn't open their pool. You know, when we were checking out and leaving, the pool was not open. The point of telling you all that is just to share with you that, you know, trips don't always go as planned sometimes. They don't always feel like grand vacations. And while we did have fun, you know, we made the best of it. Again, not a negative review, just a conversation, and relate that sometimes doing all that and then having to unpack this camper, it's just exhausting. So last night, you know, I was saying things like, I don't want to do this anymore. I just don't want to do it anymore. And Jared's like, what do you mean? You don't ever want to go camping again? I'm done. I just don't want to do it anymore. There's that. Oh, funny story about olive oil. I forgot to pack vegetable oil and I made pancakes with olive oil. They were really good. Not really. No, they really were, because I used buttermilk also. And the buttermilk kind of hid some of that olivey, you know, robust taste. Hey, when you're camping, you improvise and you do what you got to do. Here's the leftovers. See, they weren't that bad. I packed your lunch for tomorrow. Okay, part of this full fridge might have been my fault. We had to make a pit stop to Trader Joe's on the way home. So, hey, who doesn't love Trader Joe's? I had to stock up the house fridge, so we have a little extra than we normally do.
Well, let's tell the whole story. Fortunately, it was like 8 million degrees yesterday, and the pool was closed at the RV park that we were at. So we went to Trader Joe's without the camper because she wanted to take the camper through the parking lot on the way home, and we didn't do that. And I probably wouldn't have done that, because that would have been probably a divorce type fight.
I know better than that.
No, you were pushing for me to take the camper.
Well, I was like, we can work on your patience level. We can do this. Not the one in Green Hills, the one west of Nashville.
And there wasn't
with the bigger parking lot.
There wasn't a parking spot to be had in that Trader Joe's yesterday.
We could have done it.
No, we couldn't have.
Either way, we did it.
Without a camper. This weekend we went to Four Corners. Kind of had like, I don't know, we kind of booked it around my birthday thinking that we would do a few things, and I'll be honest guys, it just wasn't the same.
You wanted to go jet skiing.
Yeah, we kind of had the idea, like, we almost bought jet skis, as you guys know, this spring.
Ask you how you felt about not buying those jet skis we almost bought. Well, we came to Four Corners and then we didn't know this, but Four Corners no longer rents jet skis. We were like, oh, that sucks.
We probably wouldn't have come here had we known that. Because we can rent them at Nashville Shores, I think. But yeah, so that was disappointing that they don't rent jet skis. I'm still not disappointed that we didn't buy jet skis. That's 40 grand, 40,000 bucks. So we almost bought a 2024 Sea-Doo GTI, like 130 and the 180. I think it was a little bit bigger than that one. Those were the ones that we had picked out. So much so picked out to the point that they had them on a trailer waiting on us to come get them. And we talked about it, and the more we talked about it, the more we thought we live fairly close to the lake, and it was like, how much would we really use them? I think our thoughts was initially is because we live close to the lake, we would use them a lot. But the more we thought about it, we didn't know. So like today, we would have rode the crap out of them today. But you know,
but how many more times the rest of the year?
Right.
And I think too, it's kind of like buying an RV, isn't it? When you buy these expensive things, you really got to weigh the pros and cons of what all goes with that: maintenance, upkeep, storage. And for us, you know,
It just didn't make sense.
well, if you guys followed us very long, you know, we downsized from our diesel pusher to this travel trailer, and we thought at the time that this would allow us to purchase, you know, some of those fun toys. But as it came closer to that day, I just had a gut instinct that it just wasn't time, and I was like, don't do it, just don't do it.
And we talked about it, and I agree with that. And I think honestly, I would rather upgrade our RV than upgrade and have more toys. Because I think when I say upgrade our RV, is like, I don't want a huge camper, but I want this is really small and tight when we have our kids with us. So I think I would rather have a little bigger fifth wheel than this is jet skis. I think it's more something that we would use more often.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's where we're at with it, and our trip to Four Corners hasn't exactly been eventful, but it's been nice. This is a nice campground. It's just that
We're bored.
yeah, we kind of wish we were on the water, and the pool just isn't cutting it right now. You guys know as well as we do, especially if y'all own a pool at home. No matter what kind of pool, above ground, in ground, it's your own, and the chemicals you put in it are comfortable for your, you know, liking. And these public pools, man, they just dump in the chlorine, and then on top of that, you got 55 people's, you know, lathered up in sunscreen floating on top. It's like, oh man, it's 100 degrees outside, and it's just not really ideal. Pay cash for toys that you're confident in paying, and you have no regrets. You use it, and you want to use it, and you want to maintain it, and you want to store it, and you want to clean it. I think we just want to ride it. And then we came here thinking, you know what? It's actually cheaper to rent jet skis
Oh, it's
for
a lot.
us.
It's a lot cheaper if you're only going to ride them a handful of times a year. I mean,
But then we realized these people that rent them, you know, they have a hard time maintaining them too, because all of us tear them up.
but it's funny if like we were in Florida and we rode Louis jet skis. Check them out, the Weekenders on the water. But so we rode their jet skis, and like you play on them and you do things, but you're careful because they're your, you know, it's my brother-in-law's, and I don't want to tear up his stuff, and I ended up breaking part of it, and I ended up paying for it anyway. But anyway, saying all that, it's like when you ride, like I know this, like I'm gonna see him at Christmas, so I don't want to like break his stuff. But if I go get on one at the marina, I'm gonna ride it like I stole it.
Oh, that's not true. We take care of our people's stuff that we rent. We try to.
Okay.
But I get it. They're pretty rough machines, and
Beat
they're not
on
the
'em.
greatest. Yeah.
You beat on them and have fun with them, which is what you're supposed to do. But
Yeah.
and we called a marina today trying to rent them and asked them about them. They said, no, we quit renting them last year because the people were breaking them faster and we could fix them.
Videos. Tell us in the comments. I mean, do you guys own jet skis? Do you use them as much as you use your RVs? Do they sit in storage?
Do you regret buying them?
Do you regret buying them?
You know, this weekend is like one of those weekends where it makes you wonder if all this work is worth camping. But, you know, with it being 100 degrees outside, I mean, it's just hot as all get out. And then we couldn't rent jet skis, and they have a tremendous geese problem with all the Canadian geese around there. I mean, there's just goose poop everywhere, which kind of like the beach lake, or the beach at the lake, and then for whatever reason you would think they would be a little more proactive, but the pool, they weren't opening until like 11 o'clock. And when it's that hot, like, I want to go to the pool first thing in the morning, because if you wait and let go late in the day, it's like bath water, it's like human soup, and then everybody gets in it, and then it's like human soup with sunscreen. The catalyst of saying, you know what guys, let's just go home a day early. We have a pool, it's right there, it's not human soup, it's warm, but it's not full of sunscreen, and we're just coming home. And I just really, I'm bummed out. Not knocking Four Corners, it's a great resort. I just don't really know. It was a very different experience than last year, I'll just say that. The weekend wasn't a complete waste. I was just saying how.
It wasn't a complete waste, but it was like not what we expected this time. Yeah. And so is all this work worth it for sometimes trips that don't work out as you planned?
Yeah, I mean, this is not our first trip that's not worked out over the years. I mean, we've had a few that's.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, and that's a topic for a whole nother video. But that's the purpose of this video, right?
Yeah.
Is how much is all of this worth, and what's the reward at the end of all of this? You know, is it worth the work? And sometimes it is, and sometimes it's not.
Yeah, it's
Hey, but did you tell him actually the best part about this trip and what made it most enjoyable was meeting our friends Brad and Dana that we hadn't met in person yet?
the Dentons.
And that was fun.
Hey, Dentons.
Yeah, they're probably watching. So in case you were feeling like our weekend was a bust, it wasn't, because you all made it good.
And Brad got to try cousin Jimmy's homemade moonshine.
That's right.
And so.
Yeah, so there were good moments.
Yeah.
Okay. The pantry cleaned out, the fridge cleaned out. Oh, cabinetry, did you check? We don't have anything up there, do we?
No. I just shut the AC off, so we're going to have to hustle.
We're not taking it back today, so we can come back for the cabinets. Did we get...
Hey, looky there. These really expensive. Never used before.
Oh, we need to use those cups we made in Foley. Oh, by the way, there's 3,000 comments on how to say Foley on that video, by the way.
I'm sure I said it wrong.
Nobody wants to scroll through 3,000 comments, so they all just comment the same thing and see that
Is it Foley or Folly?
2,999 already said it's Foley, not Folly.
Well, to infuriate you guys, I will continue to call it Foley.
No, it is Foley.
Or Folly.
Okay.
It will forever be Folly Beach to me.
I think we got it all. Closets are good. Stripped the bedding and, you know, got the bathroom stuff out. This is what it looks like, guys, when we're gonna be putting the camper away for a couple of weeks. We don't know when we're going again.
Yeah, we don't have a plan. And I like to, anyway, I'm actually kind of like ready to see it out of the driveway, to be honest with you. I'm just tired looking at it, so.
Well, I know we have something booked for Labor Day, and that's just too far away. So I think the way I'm feeling today, I'm like, Are we gonna make them wait till Labor Day, or are we gonna go somewhere?
Yeah, I'm gonna start getting
To be continued.
You're gonna start getting some fluff videos from us.
We shall see.
The travel trailer is cool, and but it's frustrating because you know I take all this stuff and I use my truck during the week, so all this stuff comes in and out. It's you know, it's like my diamond shoes are too tight. But when we had to push her, at least I could leave all this crap in it. Now I can't. Now I gotta go put it back in the garage.
Well, it was too hot to use these this time. So I noticed when I was starting to unpack and you were so comfortably enjoying the AC in here, you were looking online at some fifth wheels.
Yes, I was.
So are we going again? Do you want to get a fifth wheel? I was thinking we should go to North Michigan.
It's funny because I've been wanting to camp up there since we've been camping, and she always tells me no. I've been wanting to go camping in Mackinac Island ever since we went to Traverse City, which is before we started YouTubing, and so way before we started YouTubing. And she always tells me there's no reason to go to Michigan. She has no desire to go to Michigan.
Well, okay, that is true. I don't, except for the Upper Peninsula. And Traverse City Bay is beautiful. We've been there before. And the Bear Dunes and all the things.
I will let
Yeah, we haven't been to Mackinac. You guys comment below and tell us, where could we go this summer that isn't freaking 100 degrees, where we can enjoy a cooler summer night and maybe reignite our love for part-time RVing?
Yeah.
And what fifth wheel should we get?
Yeah, it's funny. Last night she was like, "I'm done RVing," and she's like, "I'm done," and I'm like, I didn't say anything, and so I was
Fridge
like,
says you're taking too long.
"Yeah, I know." So I didn't really say much about it when she said she was done camping, and then this morning she's like, "What about Mackinac Island?" And I'm like, "Well, I guess we can go for our anniversary because it's 23 years coming up." Is it 23?
See how we are? You guys do the same thing, I'm sure. You get mad at a trip, and then, you know, and then there's moments like this. And then there's moments like this. You get in your chair, you get all set up, you look out at that beautiful lake, And you're like, this is why we do this.
After you donate a pint of blood to the mosquitoes. But no, it's
memories, it's
something.
it's the experiences, it's memories with your kids, with your family, with your husband. It is. There's more reward to it than there is, you know, disdain from the efforts. By the way, I cannot wait to take a hammer to that fridge. I'm not showing you guys the rest of our kitchen. If you've been enjoying our channel for very long, you did get to see what this ugly kitchen looks like. But we've taken those videos down because, see, I'll just peek. Nope. They got to see a peek at the cabinets. They're awful. The layout's awful. As you can see, Jarrett had 5 inches of space between the countertop. I'm saying all that to say, guys, it's happening. If you saw that we were gonna renovate our kitchen, we are. And it's happening this fall, hopefully. But we took those videos down because algorithmic reasons. The algorithm thought we were a DIY channel. And we're not. We're an RV channel. We want to attract RVers, like-minded RVers who get frustrated at part-time camping, but then we get home and unpack and we're like, where are we going next?
Well, we are DIYers. We're part-time RV DIYers. But no, yeah, I'm curious. So, like I said in my watching the camper video, and I do have a couple of how-tos coming up. But what kind of fifth wheel you got? And don't tell me a Grand Design is the best one to get, because I am not interested in a Grand Design. Oh,
we're losing our battery. Hurry up.
Did you hear that came out the Grand Design come out with a new model? It's called the Grand Design Flex.
Is it really?
No.
Dad joke?
Dad joke.
Man, that was mean.
Because all the frame flex they got going on. The Grand Design FF.
Well, they do have an influence, and that says a lot about how well they market, because they do. With their influencers on YouTube. They market really well.
And then instead of the reflection.
We just give them a hard time, guys. We have nothing against Grand Design. We just don't particularly see a model of theirs that we love.
Instead of the Grand Design Reflection, they're going to call it the Reflection. REFELX. Reflex.
And the FLEX in caps. Bold.
Grand Design Flex.
That would be some fun rebranding, wouldn't it? How's that for a little RV humor?
There you go.